Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I am going to be walking you through a typical process video for my Project Life weekly pages. This is going to be for week 29. And in this particular week, I am actually going to be picking out journaling cards before my photos. I tend to do that when I am looking for some sort of inspiration and a way to get my stories told. I already had this journal card on that upper left-hand corner. It's the floral foiled card from July Stories by the Month by Ollie Edwards. And I had seen somewhere, and if it's yours, please take credit for it. I lifted that from someone and put layered the chipboard flowers over the top of that, and I knew I wanted to use that in some way, so I just left that as a placeholder. When I saw it, I thought it was just so adorable, I had to copy it. So if it is yours, please let me know, because I searched high and low to look and see where I got the inspiration for that, and I just could not find it. So let me know if it was you. I'm just looking at my pages and trying to think, what cards have I already used and what cards do I need to use? I don't like to duplicate them from one week to the next. Every so often I do on accident and it's no big deal, but if I can avoid that, I try to. And then now I'm going to go through and I'm going to start adding in my photos. I have already liked these or favorited them in my iPhone photo app and edited them with the native editing. I've kind of gone to that. I used to use PicTapGo a lot. I still like that app, but it's simpler to just use the auto edit and then make a few adjustments from there. So that card right there was from the Collect app, which I love. More in some other videos about that. This is now in Studio app that I am pulling up the card that I already made. I layered those and put a drop shadow on them, and I'm thinking that I'm going to add that 3x4 card on the right hand side, and I accidentally click on the 4x6 instead, and I end up liking it. I didn't mean to do that, but I thought, okay, that actually looks really cute with the flower background. Let's just bring the flowers to the front and put them over that white space in the upper right hand corner. So I'm going to open up my layers and I'm just going to move the Collect card down to the layer right in front of the background. And then I'm going to move over and resize the flowers. I thought about leaving them really big and bold, but they were just a little too overpowering for me. So I am going to make them a little bit smaller, which one more reason why I absolutely love scrapbooking digitally is if I don't like the size of something or it just doesn't fit on my page, I can change it. And I can use it time and time and time again. You just really get your money's worth when you are using digital embellishments. So just repositioning those, and I'm going to save that to, and actually I guess I really didn't decrease the size. I thought I did. Reposition those and move them into the Project Life spread, and I'm going to take that card out because I put it up in that 4x6 slot. So I'm going to pull in another photo, also a Collect card, and it's just this cute little picture of Wesley and Brecken being the bosses at my office. Now I am going to go in and in this video, I apologize, you are going to watch me struggle towards the end of it, and I don't actually finish filming everything that I do, but we are going to go through a journey with that yellow flower paper, which is adorable, and I am just coming off of making a video that featured the sunshine card where I put a little circle photo inside of a sun, so I'm kind of into the circle photos right now, and that's all I can see when I look at that card is that I need to do another circle photo card. So we're going to pull up Studio app and we are going to grab that sunflower paper, and I'm going to resize it down to 4x6, and I am going to bring in a photo. bring in a collection of photos here. My printer's going crazy in the background here. I don't know what made it wake up. Bring in a photo, and I'm going to crop it in a circle. So this is one of the things that you get to watch me struggle with, because I don't know what was wrong with me. I could not get it sized just perfectly where I wasn't chopping off either of our heads, and that happens with another photo too. But I'm gonna make it really tiny to fit inside of the yellow, the middle of the flower there, and then I am going to duplicate it. Well, I forget to do the drop shadow first, so I duplicate it without adding the drop shadow, and then I realize the error of my ways, and I go back and I add the drop shadow, and then duplicate that again, or I might go back and add the drop shadow individually on each one. Both work just fine. It's just easier to copy paste for me. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to grab a different photo and just replace it. So it went from the picture of Wesley and I to the picture of Brecken and I. And then I'm going to go over and grab this other photo, and I'm going to replace that one. And then this is the whole group photo that doesn't really fit all that well, but, and actually I decided I wanted Brecken and I over on that right-hand side, and then in the middle I'm going to put a picture of the whole group, and it doesn't fit well, and that's okay. It's fine. I mess with it, trying to get it just perfect, believing that having the faith in myself that I can get it just so that you can see everybody just perfectly, and it just does not work. Another way that you can actually do this that makes it a little bit easier, which I did not do in this process video, is you can actually go in and crop your photo to a square, and then when it crops it down to the circle, it's already like the perfect size. So that's a tip that makes it a lot easier, and it's easier to see because these circles are so dang tiny and I cannot see a thing that I'm doing in here. And I end up making them bigger. That's another thing that I tinker with. So I finally have like half of my face in there. You can tell that my husband's in the background at least. At one point I had completely chopped him out. Another point I had completely chopped me out. So I think I've got everyone kind of included in that, and it's good enough. However, as I keep messing with it, I realize, see, and my fingers are just, I don't know, I just struggled with this card. So sometimes it doesn't go perfectly. I actually just duplicate that and start over because I had messed it up so badly that I couldn't get it back to the way that I wanted it. And so here I am starting over and replacing it with the same photo and trying to get it positioned. And really, I should have just gone in and cropped it in a square. I didn't even think about that at the time that I was doing it. But that is something that you can do, and something that I have done in the past. As I continue to tinker with these and perfect them, I did mention earlier that I don't actually finish this video. In this process video, I don't do all of the journaling cards. I didn't record myself doing all of the journal cards. Every single other journal card, it was just me journaling on it in WordSwag, which is one of my favorite apps. And just about any other of my videos, you will see me using WordSwag app because I just love it so much and use it so frequently. And the font that I used on all of the other cards, I believe it was Wild and Free. Okay, so I have saved that to my camera roll, and then I thought, gosh, there have got to be other circles in the embellishments that I could add in the rest of those flowers, or at least in one of them, to get some sort of title on that card. I just wasn't quite, it just didn't seem finished to me. So there is a circle in the chipboard shapes. Thought about putting a flower in a flower to have some repetition. Decided to go with a stamp, which I don't use the stamps very often. I try to remember them. I just don't always get in there into that stamp folder, and I should really make an effort to use stamps more often. So keep watching. Maybe I will do a better job of using some of the stamps, but I am going to use the stamp that says "in this season." So I'm going back through that because I actually pulled up the SVG. Yes, SVG instead of the PNG. You need the PNG in Studio App. So I'm going to pull in the PNG, and then this kind of happens by accident. I want to resize it to the size of the center of the flower, and I want to change the color. I really wanted it to be white actually, but it automatically changed to that yellow, and I changed it here to the white, and then I thought, no, I really liked that yellow, especially if we put a little bit of a shadow behind it so that it gives it a little more emphasis and dimension and almost makes it look like it's, I don't know, puffy paint or a three-dimensional element sitting on top. And then here I'm going in and I am adding a shadow, and I am making that bigger, and I'm actually checking the percentage of my shadow and the size, and I'm just matching the other ones. So that's what, when I duplicate it, that's what I'm trying to avoid having to do. But it is just as simple to go in and actually match the numbers, and it'll get it to be exactly the same size. So either way, totally turns out cute. So I'm a lot happier with that, with those photos bigger, and with the little embellishment. I could have put something down on that lower left hand side, but I decided to save that for my journaling spot. So now I am going to go in and I'm going to add a little bit of journaling, and I saved that to my camera roll because I'm just indecisive, I guess. Well, I guess actually I thought I was going to bring it into WordSwag and add my journaling there, but it just didn't, it wasn't going to work. So, and maybe I didn't even try, but I'm going to select that Street Upper font, which I need to make a video on how to add fonts. I'm sure there's some on the YouTube somewhere that, show you how to do this, but you can add any free font or any font that you own into the Studio app, and it is so easy to do. It just has to be on your phone, and you open as or open in Studio and it just appears. So this was a free font that I got online, and it is not native to the Studio app, but it's called Street Upper, and it's just so fun. Somebody had that towards the beginning of the year, a font that was similar to this that I just absolutely loved, and I searched and searched and searched for a free version, and this was probably the closest one that I could come up with. So I'm gonna change that to all black so that you can read it. I think I changed it to white, thinking that might be cute, but you just couldn't really read it. So we're gonna keep it black. Tried the yellow, thought about putting a shadow behind that as well, but it's just easier to read in black. So we're going to leave it in black and save that to the camera roll, put it in our Project Life spread, and that is me finally, maybe, potentially being done with this page. Lots of indecision going on with this card, but I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. It just took me a while to get there. That seems to be the way things go, right? Sometimes I can just fly through a page and I can keep it really simple, and sometimes it's not all that difficult. It's just that it takes me a while to get there. So love the process, love the journey. I love the process and I love the journey, and I love getting to that end product that you can finally hold in your hand and go through and talk about all the photos with your family. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions or thoughts or suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. Bye-bye, guys.